top 10 insane roller coasters that will give you an adrenaline rush. Hey there, thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies. Are you ready to embark on a heart-pounding journey through the world's most insane roller coasters? Buckle up, because we're about to take you on a wild ride that'll make your palms sweat, your heart race, and your stomach drop faster than you can say, loop-de-loop. These aren't your grandma's gentle carnival rides. We're talking about the cream of the crop, the kings and queens of coaster madness that'll have you screaming for more. Or maybe just screaming, period. So are you brave enough to join us? Let's dive into the top 10 insane roller coasters that will give you an adrenaline rush. Kingda, Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey, USA. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're starting with a real doozy. Kingda isn't just a roller coaster. It's a steel monster that'll launch you from 0 to 128 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. That's faster than a cheetah on Red Bull. Standing at a jaw-dropping 456 feet tall, this bad boy will rocket you straight up into the sky, leaving your stomach somewhere back on the ground. As you crest the top, you'll have just enough time to question all your life choices before plummeting back down in a 270-degree spiral. It's like skydiving, but with more twists and turns, and hopefully fewer parachute malfunctions. Steel Dragon 2000, Nagashima Spa Land, Japan. Next up, we're jetting off to Japan for a date with the Steel Dragon 2000. This beast holds the record for the world's longest roller coaster, stretching over 8,133 feet. That's like riding a dragon, if dragons were made of steel and fueled by the screams of terrified passengers. With a top speed of 95 miles per hour, you'll feel like you're flying through the land of the rising sun faster than a ninja on a sugar rush. Just remember to keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. We don't want any impromptu karate chops taking out innocent bystanders. Formula Rossa, Ferrari World, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Vroom vroom baby. Formula Rossa is the fastest roller coaster in the world, and it's not even close. This Ferrari-inspired thrill ride will catapult you to a mind-blowing 149 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. That's faster than most people can say, Mamma Mia. Grab your goggles for this one, folks. Not just because they look cool, which they totally do, but because at those speeds, you won't want a bug hitting your eye. Feels more like a small missile. As you zip around the track, try to remember, this is probably the closest you'll ever get to being a Formula One driver, unless you've got a spare $1 million lying around for racing school. Takabisha, Fuji-Q Highland, Japan. Back to Japan we go for a date with Takabisha, which boasts the steepest drop of any roller coaster in the world. How steep, you ask? Try a blood-curdling 121 degrees. That's 31 degrees beyond straight down, people. It's like the coaster designers looked at gravity and said, nah, we can do better. As you hang there, staring into the abyss, you might start to wonder if you've somehow teleported into an M.C. Escher painting. But don't worry, the laws of physics haven't completely abandoned you. They're just taking a quick coffee break. Hey there, adrenaline addicts. Are you enjoying this wild ride through the world's craziest coasters? If your heart's already racing and you can't wait to see what other insane thrills await, why not smash that subscribe button? You'll get notifications for all our latest videos, packed with more hair-raising adventures and stomach-churning excitement. Don't let the fun stop here. Subscribe now and join our community of thrill seekers. The Smiler, Alton Towers, UK. Across the pond in merry old England, we find the Smiler, a roller coaster so intense it might just turn that smile upside down, and then right side up, and then upside down again. With a record-breaking 14 inversions, this coaster will have you feeling like a human pretzel by the end. It's like the designers asked themselves, how many times can we flip people before they lose their lunch, and then decided to add a few more loops just for giggles. Pro tip, maybe skip the fish and chips before riding this one, unless you want to find out what they taste like in reverse. Millennium Force, Cedar Point, Ohio, USA. Welcome to the Midwest, home of friendly folks, Great Lakes, and one of the most insane roller coasters on the planet? You betcha. Millennium Force at Cedar Point is a giga coaster that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about thrills. With a 300-foot drop and speeds up to 93 miles per hour, this steel beast will have you feeling like you've time-traveled to the year 3000. As you zoom along its 6,595-foot track, try to appreciate the beautiful view of Lake Erie if you can keep your eyes open, that is. Fury 325, Carowinds, North Carolina, USA. Fury by name, furious by nature, this giga coaster stands at a towering 325 feet tall, hence the name. Clever, right? Making it the tallest and fastest giga coaster in the world. As you climb that first hill, you'll have plenty of time to contemplate your life choices and wonder why you didn't just stick to the teacup ride. But once you crest that peak, hold on to your britches, because you're in for an 81-degree drop that'll have you questioning whether you've accidentally stumbled onto a NASA launch pad. With speeds up to 95 miles per hour, Fury 325 is like riding a Hornet, if Hornets were the size of skyscrapers and powered by pure adrenaline. Steel Vengeance, Cedar Point, Ohio, USA. We're heading back to Cedar Point because apparently, one insane coaster just wasn't enough for these thrill-loving Ohioans. Steel Vengeance is what happens when you take an old wooden coaster, give it a steel makeover, and inject it with a healthy dose of, holy cow, what were they thinking? This hybrid coaster features the most airtime of any roller coaster in the world. A whopping 27.2 seconds of floating, weightless terror. It's like someone took the best parts of a wooden coaster, the smoothness of a steel coaster, and the terror of free-falling, then mixed them all together in a blender of insanity. The result? A 205-foot-tall monster that'll flip you upside down 4 times and have you questioning the very nature of gravity itself. Yukon Striker, Canada's Wonderland, Ontario, Canada. Oh, Canada. Land of maple syrup, friendly people, and face-melting roller coasters? You better believe it, eh? Yukon Striker at Canada's Wonderland is the tallest, fastest, and longest dive coaster in the world. What's a dive coaster, you ask? Well, imagine climbing 245 feet in the air, then hanging over the edge of a 90-degree drop for what feels like an eternity. Just when you think they've forgotten about you, whoosh, you're plummeting straight down into an underground tunnel at 80 miles per hour. It's like bungee jumping, but with more twists, turns, and significantly less chance of becoming a human yo-yo. As you zoom through the world's only 360-degree loop on a dive coaster, try to remember to breathe, and maybe apologize to your stomach for the wild ride it's about to endure. Dudo Daa, Fuji-Q Highland, Japan. We're wrapping up our global tour of insanity with another trip to Japan, because apparently they just can't get enough of scaring the living daylights out of people. Dudo Daa might sound like a fun little dance, but don't be fooled. This coaster means business. It holds the record for the fastest acceleration, launching you from 0 to 112 miles per hour in a mere 1.56 seconds. That's faster than you can say, "I've made a terrible mistake." The G-forces you'll experience are so intense that riders have to pass through a metal detector to make sure they're not carrying anything that could become a dangerous projectile. As you rocket around the track, try to appreciate the beautiful view of Mount Fuji in the background. If your eyeballs haven't been pushed to the back of your skull, that is. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 insane roller coasters that will give you an adrenaline rush. From record-breaking heights to mind-bending loops, these coasters represent the pinnacle of human engineering, or maybe the pinnacle of human madness. Either way, they're guaranteed to get your heart racing faster than a caffeinated chipmunk on a sugar high. But wait, there's more. If you've made it this far and you're still craving more adrenaline-pumping content, why not hit that subscribe button? We've got plenty more thrills and chills coming your way. From extreme sports to death-defying stunts. Don't miss out on the action. Subscribe now and join our community of adventure seekers. Before we sign off, let's recap these gravity-defying monstrosities. 1. Kingda, the tallest roller coaster in the world. 2. Steel Dragon 2000, the longest roller coaster in the world. 3. Formula Rossa, the fastest roller coaster in the world. Or 4. Takabisha, the steepest drop of any roller coaster. 5. The Smiler, the most inversions on any roller coaster. 6. Millennium Force, a giga coaster that'll make you question reality. 7. Fury 325, the tallest and fastest giga coaster in the world. 8. Steel Vengeance, the king of airtime. 9. Yukon Striker, the world's tallest, fastest, and longest dive coaster. 10. Dudo Daa, the fastest acceleration of any roller coaster. Remember, folks, these coasters aren't for the faint of heart. If your idea of a thrill ride is a slightly bumpy elevator, you might want to stick to the kiddie coasters. But for those of you brave enough to take on these metal monsters, we salute you. Just remember to empty your pockets before riding. We don't want any loose change, achieving escape velocity, and taking out a low-flying bird. So, whether you're a seasoned thrill seeker or a newbie looking to dip your toes into the world of extreme rides, these coasters are sure to give you the adrenaline rush of a lifetime. Just don't blame us if you come off looking like you've seen a ghost, or if you suddenly develop a newfound appreciation for solid ground. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through the world's most insane roller coasters. If you enjoyed this video and want more heart-pounding content, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and strap in for more adventures. Until next time, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle, and may your screams always be louder than your regrets.